And we are live. Here we go. The best intro in all of Kufarphobia. Thank you, Connie, for that. Welcome, everybody. Kufar Akbar. This is, of course, another edition of the Crossing the Crescent radio show and live stream, of course. We are here every Tuesday afternoon at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time and on Sundays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We usually hang out for about an hour and a half on Tuesdays, which we have to do tonight because I do have another church meeting. It's that time of the every quarter we have meetings right all the way up to the quarterly business meetings. So I got to leave. I got to be at the church at 6:30, but I can be fashionably late. And we're also streaming on YouTube, of course, right here, and we're also over on Facebook at that is the Crossing the Crescent discussion group page. And also, I don't know if do we stream live on Twitter or does the video just post on Twitter? Can anybody tell me that? Paul, do you know? Because I put Twitter down as one of the locations.
It would stream live.
So we're streaming live over Twitter.
Yes.
I haven't really looked at the stats for Twitter, to be honest with you.
It's not great because Twitter's of the moment. And when you do a 2-hour show, it doesn't. Yeah, you're like 2 hours down the road.
All right. Well, I don't tweet, whatever it is, twit that much to begin with because as a matter of fact, I canceled my account last year after the Trump debacle where they banned Trump for life. You're banned for life, El Presidente. And when you can have a media company ban a president from the United States who purposely has used their platform to promote or go around the media to get his message out to the American people, when you can ban them, you have way too much power. This is why I'm all for doing the Ma Bell monopoly thing to a lot of these big mogul media companies because they have too much control on the narrative of what's going on. And Paul, you can attest to this with your YouTube ban.
How about my LinkedIn ban? I have
and your link, yeah, exactly. So, and the thing is, you have no recourse. I mean, this is the problem. A lot of these times, you don't have any recourse.
I can't even push appeal. When you push appeal, it says, "Sorry, you have a lifetime ban."
Right, and how do you put? They ban you, and then can I appeal the ban? No, you've been banned for a lifetime. Well, how does that work?
Then they say that was an appeal.
Yeah, what?
They tell me that was an appeal.
Yeah, it's just nuts. There's just no customer service. You can't contact anybody at Facebook. You can't I contacted somebody at Amazon last night via chat because we got back the result. The bank. I told you guys that I spent $2,100, or my credit card, or my bank card spent $2,100 at Amazon 3 days before Christmas. The 3 days leading up to Christmas, we spent $2,100. We have no idea what was charged. So we appealed it. And the bank sent us back the appeal yesterday, saying, no, we're not restoring because initially they put the money back, but now they took it back out and said, no, we're not going to. These were legitimate charges.
What?
But not by you.
No, they weren't. No, we didn't make the charges. Somebody got my debit card and charged $2,100.
I would get another bank account.
Yeah,
I would get another bank account.
We canceled. But anyway, the bottom line is that I finally got a hold of somebody at Amazon last night, and I said, look, I want to know who bought what with my card. And they said, well, we'll call you tomorrow. And I said, well, I got my radio show tomorrow, and I got Deacon's meeting. Call me Wednesday. So they're going to call me Wednesday, and I'm going to find that out. And we're going to marry that up with what the bank's doing. It's just
you should be able to go to your Amazon account, go to orders, and tell you everything that's been ordered.
But see, they didn't order from my account. That's the thing, and this is where Amazon screwed up when we initially made the report, because they said, "Well, we don't have anything here registered for your account that you bought." I'm like, guys, I said I didn't buy it from my account. My credit card, my debit card is what bought it, not my account.
Oh,
well, seem to figure that one out. The difference.
I see. Okay.
Here's the other thing, is where the purchase is made.
That's what I want to know.
You see, where the purchases were made, and if they can't put you there where the purchases were made, and you can prove that you were somewhere else, and you're not liable. I mean, I've had to go through that too, several times.
It's just a nut roll. I mean,
Yep.
Anyway, we'll get through it. It's just frustrating us all. And when you were texting me last night, Brad, hey, you there, man? I'm like, dude, leave me alone right now. I'm really angry. I'm taking it out on this poor guy on Amazon.
This is why I told you people do not order Kenny's book. I'm telling you, man. I'm just saying.
And that's all. Also, it's always a very good idea. This is very food for thought, but it's a very good idea. If you're going to travel, you call the people at the bank and tell them that you're going to travel. Right?
Yeah, because
that's a good idea.
I do that. I tell them where I'm going to be at what time, because otherwise I have a block on my account.
Yeah. Exactly. And fortunately, the bank I bank with is really good about all that kind of stuff. And we let them know when we're not in town, and they're watching our stuff like a hawk.
Well, we banked at the same place for 30 years, so it isn't like, this is, they know what our buying habits is. So this is why it was just frustrating to get all these. I don't know if they were, it doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll just get mad. And then you guys go, man, this guy's got an attitude. And somebody just stole $2,100 from me. Now, come on.
It's sad your bank account, your bank wouldn't, defend you here because you're saying, hey, I didn't make these.
Yeah, you're exactly
and they won't
right.
step up.
Yeah, it's because they have to eat it.
Well, we'll get it figured out one way or another. We'll get it figured out. It's just frustrating because it's my money and I want it. If I want to go buy something, if I want to buy something from Amazon, I can't now.
And that's a lot of money.
They messed up and they don't want to have. They messed up and they don't want to have to pay for it.
I'd walk in with my lawyer and say, can you change this now? Anyway, you'll figure it out.
Okay, let's just. Okay, I don't know how did we get off on it? We were. It doesn't matter. All right, so let's. What's the topic
you
today?
Started it.
I know I did, and I apologize. If you're kind of the guy that's in charge, you can blame me. That's cool. I get it. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is I put down in the title as Christian persecution, but it's generally Islamic. Islam, members of the what was that video they made the other day? Members of the most understood or followers, people who are incorrectly following Islam. I can't remember. David Wood and Robert Spencer did a live stream the other day, and they came up with a really neat little description of it. But it's basically what people who follow Muhammad are doing to other faith systems based on their faith system. So that's what I should have been more succinct. on naming the show this evening, and the reason for that is because it isn't just Christians, even though Christian persecution on the global scale is at and this is according to the BBC of all organizations, it's at near record genocide levels. It's almost, they're having a systematic genocide today for Christian persecution. 12 Christians are killed every day for their faith. Hundreds are displaced. Churches are burned. And this is happening this isn't just some isolated incident where, okay, well, the people here in this country just simply don't understand the tenets of Islam, or people over on this continent don't understand the tenets of Islam. This is something that is systemic around the world.
Because they lie about Islam. Because they lie about Islam.
When they're in a minority. You know, I was talking to the wife about this, the Queen, the other day about this, and she's like, "Well, why don't we hear more about this in the United States?" And I said, "Well, it's only 2%. Muslims are only 2%. And what they're doing is they're trying to get along here. This is what they always do. They always insert themselves. They try to get along, and as they grow in populations, for example, go to Dearborn. You try to go to Dearborn, Michigan today, and try to go to a restaurant that serves pork chops. We were up there 3-4 years ago, and we watched the Yankees lose. That's what we were all things to go up there for. But we were sitting there, restaurants near me in downtown Dearborn, and there was only one restaurant that did not say Mediterranean cuisine or Mediterranean something, which is code for an Islamic restaurant. I have no problem with people opening up a restaurant that caters just to Muslims. I don't have a problem, or a Muslim diet. Let's just put it that way. You're not going to sell pork products or serve alcohol or anything. I get that. I don't have a problem with that. But there was only one in Dearborn, and we went to it. So when we start talking about the population growing, then as the population grows, it overtakes that system, and more demands are made. For example, Hezbollah high schools, what they called it, wouldn't have, during Ramadan, would have football practice at night. And the reason why is because if you're training for football, you're out there running, and you need water. You just can't sit out there and go through 2-a-days with no water. So as the population grows, the more and more severe the what's the word I'm looking for? The uprising becomes, or the demands become, to the point where they get around 20%, and then it's just outright rioting and intimidation of the population.
Non-Muslims.
And that's been proven. The non-Muslim population. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to kind of go through a rundown with what I found on this, and I want to start with the Israelis. That people group that has their neighbors in Gaza launching rockets at their country, their population centers, indiscriminately, without caring who it hits or what target it reaches. And I came across this article on Bare Naked Islam. Of course, Bare Naked Islam. If you haven't, go to Bare Naked Islam. You need to get over there and see what Bonnie does. She does a really good job of bringing it. Okay, Dr. Kufarphobia. I don't know what you look like, a Viking of some sort. What is?
He's funny.
What is? It's just sick.
Oh, I love it.
It's funny. Okay, so here is a little bit of what they go through on a daily basis. And this is from people that are in the Gaza Strip or the Palestinians. So here's a Israeli bus going down the road. Hold on, let me get over here and hit play. I don't know if you can see this. Can you guys hear anything?
No.
Okay,
no,
so somebody, the car is, they're going to see it here, an oncoming car just lobs a rock. Now watch this car right here. and you'll see the rock come up. There's the rock on the road. I think they played in slow motion. Yeah, here it is. Okay, it comes out from the car and hits the bus. Okay, next one. Golly. Here's Palestinians throwing Molotov cocktails at people walking down the street.
Any means necessary, the Imam said. Any means necessary. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you guys hear that at all?
Yeah, we can hear it now. Go ahead.
Okay, well let me go back. Stop screen share. Let me reshare screen. I don't think I hit that. No,
nice little check
audio
box.
button. There we go. Hit the box. I got the box now. Okay, here we go. Back up we go. Okay, let's go down. Stabs elderly Jewish couple. Watch what this guy does. Look at this clown. And I don't want to show the majority, but he comes up behind this guy and he stabs him. Okay, it's a couple times. Okay, now I don't want to. How graphic it is, but.
Okay, just like a coward.
The guy ends up protecting his wife. Yeah, exactly, just like a coward. Now look at this guy. Now he walks to a mosque, and they have all these closed caption TV cameras capturing him walking to a mosque. There he comes. Okay, this is where he attacks the guy.
All this is approved.
And this is
100% care approved.
Exactly. And look at this. This guy, he goes to a mosque. And look what he does when he gets in the mosque. Here, I'm trying to fast forward. I don't want to sit here. They have all these other cameras catching him. But watch what he does when he gets in. He comes in the mosque here. And he goes over and gets himself a cookie or something. I'm hungry. That was a lot of work. And now let me sit down and read the Quran. Sick.
Yeah, for more instructions.
Right, worshiping his Satan.
Well, wait. I've got to do seriously. Stabbing someone in the back is, hungry work. I'm just saying you need to build up that sugar level after you're done. I'm just saying. Okay, that's not unreasonable.
Yeah, because you get that adrenaline rush from being a coward, and then you got to run.
Exactly.
Okay, here's another guy that attacks a Jew just minding his own business.
Yesterday, an innocent Jewish man walked up the streets of Jerusalem when a Palestinian terrorist pulled out a knife
and starts stabbing the guy. Now look at him. He tries to run. One guy confronts him, tries to go in there. That guy confronts him, so he tries to run this way. This guy, it's just, gosh, it's sick.
I know. I just have to say, I know we said we weren't going to discuss the Imam anymore, but dude, this is 100% approved by him. This is what he said. He said that the Palestinians defending themselves, whether it's rocks, rockets, knives, automobiles, or any means necessary. That is what he said. Okay, so this is what he defends. This is he's okay with that. You're just walking down the street, and all of a sudden just some stranger comes up and stabs you. You know what I mean? It's horrendous, dude. Horrendous.
Now, I always laugh at these idiots because they don't realize they're claiming, when they say they're all for Palestine, are they claiming to be Philistines? That's the thing we have to keep asking them. When they keep saying they're Palestinians, we have to start saying, are you Philistines? And if they don't know the answer to that, then that's a problem for them.
Yeah, because Palestine didn't exist until, 1917? Right?
It came from Emperor Hadrian. Emperor Hadrian did it. So Emperor Hadrian did it as a way to attack the Israelite people.
Yeah,
which is it's a completely fascinating situation.
It was an insult to the Jews.
Yes, it's exactly that, and really and truly, it's like it's a weird hackneyed narrative that we're told, because it's like we're told I don't know if we could say anyone's indigenous to the land, whatever that means, however, quote unquote, but if people try to argue that the Israelites are imperialists, well, the Muslims were imperialists too. Like, that's never acknowledged. Was the Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab, was he an imperialist? That's a question that needs to be asked. Did he go? Why was he in Jerusalem? I don't know. What was he doing there? I don't know. This is a question that's never been answered for me.
How did Egypt become Muslim? I mean, they conquered.
How did Islam come there? I'm like, why isn't there indigenous religion? Like, you have to be honest. Be honest and transparent. If you're going to say Israelites are imperialists or Jews are imperialists that came with the British, then you need to be honest about Islamic imperialism too. And I just never hear that in the conversation. It just stops at a certain point. When you hear that narrative, it stops. Like, there's no engagement to Islamic imperialism. And I'm just like, let's be honest to the history. If there is Jewish imperialism or Christian imperialism, there's also Muslim imperialism. And that's just never talked about.
And as far as Abbas's post here, Abbas, just understand this, that, had you not flown your aircraft into our trade center, you wouldn't be in the position you're in now, my friend, because you guys started it, and we're going to finish it, okay?
And that's all true. That what this person is saying is valid. Yes, Muslims are the Uyghur Muslims are being persecuted in China and in Burma and Myanmar. It's terrible for Muslim people, but that just because Muslims are being oppressed does not negate Islamic oppression or Muslims being oppressors. That's a logical fallacy.
Let's be truthful. Let's be truthful. I mean, Quran 9:5 says it all, guys. And this verse has not been abrogated, all right? This is the upfront verse, right? And this is what Muslims are supposed to follow now, Quran 9:5. If you don't know what it says, somebody post it. But I'm really good and familiar with what it says. And they're upfront about it, and I'm not letting them pull the wool over anybody's eyes anymore. I'm exposing them for what they are doing. Period.
I want to address what Abbas said here. So a couple things. So Muslims are being persecuted in China. No, they're not being persecuted in China. That's a genocide that is happening in China, and it is wrong. And the democratic regime of the Biden administration is perfectly okay with that, just to let you know. But no, that is completely and horribly wrong. But in India and in Myanmar, I don't know about Myanmar, but in India, remember, Muslims came in there and persecuted and killed and slaughtered and butchered Indian Hindus for centuries. As a matter of fact, the bloodbath is so bad. And what's worse, one of the things
it's still happening in India.
It's still happening, but one of the things that is extremely horrendous, about this is that Indian Hindus and Sikhs and whatnot, are forced, to celebrate their murderers and persecutors in the public school. They're told that these Muslim conquerors that completely butchered them for centuries are great and noble Indian people. Okay, as far as Palestine is concerned, yeah, whatever. Western forces destroyed Afghanistan. Okay, you got me there, dude. Okay, Iraq. I was against the war in Iraq, even though my friend here Eric was in it. That's okay. That's okay. But I want to discuss the Afghanistan Iraq thing. Think about this. And this is the thing, that blows my mind. We went in Afghanistan for one reason only, and that was to find Osama bin Laden and destroy, Al-Qaeda and its functionality. We got distracted by Iraq. This is true. But here's the problem. We basically stayed in Afghanistan and stayed in Iraq to prevent Muslims from killing Muslims. Think about that. We stayed in there to prevent Muslims from killing Muslims. We stayed in to prevent Muslims from oppressing Muslims. I mean, when you're there, to stop a people from oppressing their own people, from killing their own people, you're in the wrong place, dude. You are in the wrong place.
Yeah, when you let them destroy each other.
So now, while I totally completely disagree with the way Biden withdrew from Afghanistan, I would agree with Trump that yes, we need to get out of Afghanistan. But the bottom line is this, dude. You look at these Muslim countries, you only have two options. You can either have a malignant, brutal, strong man, okay, that will control the nutcases, the religious fanatics, or you have the religious fanatics control everybody else. Again, either way, dude. Either way. You got Muslims killing Muslims. And in that case, I'm like, why even bother? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, that's just my 2 cents on that.
We
I wanted to say one quick
a little while back.
Let it Lisa, let it go.
I was going to say a little while back, a friend of mine and I, excuse me, embarked on a little endeavor. We went out and were able to get online and find all kinds of media by ISIS that was out there for the taking. I mean, nothing that was not being blocked. Anybody could get to it. Kids, no matter, anybody could get to this material. And we started pulling this material down and created a couple of movies about it. And you can find these movies online. I don't want to get the YouTube channel shut down here, so I'm not going to say the name of the movie. But we'll figure out a way to get you the name of the movie to show exactly Muslims quoting the Quran verbatim as they're cutting people's heads off. Okay.
Yeah, there's something that Issa, go ahead. I'm sorry. I wanted to let Ed say something. Go ahead,
if it's possible. So, I mean, you know me. I'm trying to be the neutral party here as much as I can.
You're not doing a very good job of it. Step up your game, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, but what the thing is, it's hard. Like, I don't know if I would call it whatever. If I'm going to call it Islamic identity versus Muslim, I mean, it's hard to say. But let's say if dealing with imperialism, I would say the individuals versus a collective. I'm going to make that argument in this context, just to be fair with that. But the question is particularly about South Asia. South Asia is extremely complex. So if you're going to say South Asia, meaning India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, it's a collective, the South Asian subcontinent collective. It's a very complex place where it's basically a fusion culture. So whatever is called Islam, Christianity, Vedanta, Buddhism, Sikh, Jain, it's all kind of fused. There's a overarching culture that's kind of all fused together. So it's this weird thing to say, oh, Muslims are oppressed. Historically, there wasn't really that intensive of an identity. These identity markers have really kind of risen up, particularly during post-colonialism. Particularly the thing about the Mughal invaders, that's an issue that people bring up now. Most of these folks who came in, they assimilated into the South Asian community. They became a part of it. So whatever the Islamic tradition was, it kind of fused in with the Hinduism. It became a part of the same continuum. So it's an interesting thing, this fusion type of culture. So these types of killings are more of a recent, at least from my research, is more of a recent phenomenon where people are like, look at my identity, look at my caste, look at my Varna. This is super important. That's the thing. It's like when people try to bunch in that the person Abbas kind of just try to collectively throw all these things in. I don't know what the argument was. That was my problem. What is your argument? So you're saying, okay, you think bad things happen to Muslim people. Okay, let's say that's all valid. We're going to grant everything is true to that statement. Does that invalidate the arguments that are being made here? Are other people being oppressed and suffering based on other people's ideologies? Are you engaging that point? Because that doesn't seem to be engaged. That's my problem.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I wanted to address about what Abbas was putting here in the chat, where'd it go?
Context.
Right. Well, I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna get to that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're being accused, and I agree that they are being persecuted in China to the point where it's almost genocide. But they are persecuted.
Chinese are tired of them.
Well, that's kind of the point.
I would like to go to the root of that.
Yeah, when people look around the globe and they see and they measure the 1400 years of Islamic incursions into their countries, and they're finally able to protect themselves from it, when these guys start showing up again, in albeit smaller numbers, you're going to take steps necessary to prevent majorities from gaining a foothold once again there to where they could wreak the type of havoc that
poor
would happen.
Abbas is the victim.
And that's what this is what they always claim when they're in a very small minority, like they're doing in the United States today. Everything is hold on. Sorry, Wilbur. I'm gonna move you there for a second.
We just don't buy it no more.
Yeah, everything is a
we're done with all that whiny crap.
Sniveling, crying.
Exactly.
Oh, us poor Muslims are being persecuted. We're being picked on. The media is
read their book.
This is the problem. We are becoming
read crap.
What do they call it? Islamophobe is somebody who is a kafir who knows too much about Islam. Is what it is. And then the other thing that I wanted to address down here is you said 9:5. That was quoted by Ed, and in verse 9:5 says, "When the forbidden months are past, so kill the polytheists wherever you find them, and take them as captives, and besiege them, and lay wait for them with every kind of ambush. So if they repent and perform the prayer and give the legal alms, so leave their way free. Surely Allah is forgiving and merciful." So you tell us to read the verse before and read the verse after. Okay, so the verse before it says, "Except for the polytheist with whom you made a covenant, then they did not fail anything, nor aided anyone against you. So fulfill to them your covenant through their time of their treaty. Surely Allah loves the fear." And what he's talking about is those people that you make a treaty with, meaning when you subjugate them, kind of like the pack of Umar, and they're cooperating and obeying the treaty, you don't need to fight them. Okay, fine. But the polytheists, the ones that Muhammad thought worshiped three gods, don't try to say that that's not what Muhammad taught, because we got anyway, that's what Muhammad taught. So the polytheists are the Christians. And then if you go to verse 6, which you asked us to read the one after that, "And if any one of the polytheists asks you for shelter, so give him shelter until he hears the word of Allah, and then let him reach his place of safety. This is because they are people who do not know." So in other words, if they quit fighting, then you can go ahead and preach Islam to them. And then if they don't accept it, what do you do with them then?
There's one other thing about this particular verse, guys. Did you know that this verse abrogated 124 other verses in the Quran? Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, so there you go, boss. You see, we know you Quran, buddy. We know what you're all about.
Yeah, you can't lie no more, Abbas. You can't lie no more, so don't come here and start lying.
Let me read verse 7. He wants me to read verse 7 also. What was that, chapter 9, verse 7?
Oh, jeez.
I know, it's like penance.
Hold on, I got it right here.
One for the team.
How can it be that polytheists have a covenant with Allah? Well, we don't.
Right.
And with his messenger, which we don't.
Right.
Except with those whom you had a covenant at the forbidden mosque. Where is the forbidden mosque, Abbas? Where is the forbidden mosque? Can you tell us where that is? So as long as they are straight with you, so be straight with them. Oh, really? You're going to be straight with us now? Surely Allah loves the fearer.
Surely Allah loves who? The person who
the fearer.
Yeah, one who fears Allah.
Yeah, not like the fearer.
I'm reading the Osama Dakdok version, by the way.
I was
perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Yes, we can. Okay, let's back it over to here. Here's another bus attack in Israel. Now, this is a minute long.
What?
But we can see in videotaping who's doing it. There's just a whole bunch of these kids out there throwing rocks.
Why?
Now, this is the absolute wrong thing to do. If you have a mob forming, the thing that
they need to arm their people. They need to arm their people.
Yeah, if there's a mob forming, the thing you want to do is you want to step on the gas. You don't want to sit there and wait for someone to show up to help you. You get the heck out of there. And you're right. They need to carry more guns. Well, I think they're required to. Now, this one's funny.
Good.
This one would be in the Darwin Awards. Okay, watch this. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to come up to this settlement here. We're going to throw out a tire. Okay, now look at it. He throws this tire out, pours gas on it. Guy throws a Molotov cocktail, catches himself on fire. Then the guy jumps back in the car, pours gas on the tire. Now watch it. We're going to replay this. This is a joke. Watch this. Okay.
Blind, deaf, and dumb is what Islam has done to them.
Okay. Look at these guys. They both jump out of the car. Okay, now this guy right here has gasoline in this jar, and he's going to light this tire on fire. This guy is going to throw a Molotov cocktail. His problem is he does not have the cloth here packed tight enough into the bottle. So when he throws it, he gets a lot of the liquid, the gasoline, in the bottle on the back of his shirt, and he catches him on fire. He doesn't realize that on fire when he jumps back into the car. This guy throws gasoline when this is happening on the tire, but he forgets one very important thing: a match. He doesn't light it. So watch these. Watch this. Okay. Now watch it. I'm on fire. Now look at it. He's pouring the gas on the tire and up. It's
just about smashed into the other vehicle right there. What a bunch of idiots.
Yeah,
it's definitely Keystone Cops.
Blind, deaf,
Keystone
and dumb.
Cops. Keystone Cops.
That's what it was. I watched that. I thought that was funny. Okay, now watch this. Now this guy is a checkpoint. This is at a checkpoint. I think this is in Gaza. It's not at the West Bank. It's Gaza.
Yeah, he doesn't look suspicious, does he?
No. So this guy rams the IDF soldier. Now look at they fight the IDF soldier. Hold on. Let me go back up here. Look what he hits this guy. Bam. Knocks him 10 feet down the road. The guy gets up.
He comes up and whips.
He's ready for combat. He's going with it. Now this guy comes at the soldier. The soldier doesn't have his gun cocked, is what the problem is. So these guys, they see what's happening. They go over and they take care of business. This is what these guys face on a daily basis.
Smoke them.
This is Hamas.
Smoke those guys.
I don't want to show this one. This one's just a little. Okay, here's 2 Israeli kids.
I have no sympathy for these punks.
That makes 2 of us.
I believe that case is the one where he was shot 10 times. The one that you just played.
I think it was, yeah. You wanted to make sure after the first 9 that he.
Worst being a baby rape god called Allah and Muhammad.
This Palestinian is going to swerve at these kids, and look what happens to his car. He hits the kids. And then he flips the car.
Oh, big brave man hits the kids, with a car.
All this is 100% approved by our local imam. Yes, 100% approved.
Okay, here's another stabbing spree just out of nowhere. I'm going to stab this guy in the back. And he stabs the female officer. Then you die. Yeah. Adios, muchacho. So here's that's just a taste of what the Palestinians face.
Yeah, Eric, they want to claim that in war they don't kill the children or the women, but the picture tells another picture.
Yeah. You're exactly right. I mean, when you have it on video, it's kind of hard to not deny that.
Deny Islam.
And one of the
bunch of liars.
One of the issues that was brought up was the projection piece. They project their own shortcomings or their own violence onto others, and that was kind of the thing for the car jihad thing. Or you Israelis ran us over because here's here's what I'm talking about. This was I think this is in Jihad Watch today. It says now they're accusing Jews of purposely hitting people with cars when the Palestinians have been doing this for years. Now what they're doing is they're accusing the Jews of going out and purposely running over Palestinians. When you have this Palestinian guy out in the middle of the road, wandering around like Stevie Wonder, he gets hit by a car driven by a Jew. So they say that the Jews are now purposely running them over. It's called projection. When for years, this is what
that is not Jews, that is more Palestinians. It's just anybody who does it. Anybody who does it.
Well, this is what it comes from one side of the fence. Let's just put it that way. Jews weren't purposely running over Palestinians, or Palestinians were purposely running over Jews. To do what? To terrorize them. And these are cartoons that were published in Palestinian newspapers.
Yeah, I'd like to read a little bit of scripture right here.
Doesn't echo. Doesn't echo. YouTube on.
These are pictures of printed in newspapers encouraging Palestinians to commit car jihad on the Jews. Notice car.
Again, all this 100% proved.
Jew.
Wow.
Car.
Okay. Am I
Jewish
echoing
mother
now?
with children.
No,
you're good. You're good, Ed.
Okay. I'd like to read these 5 verses from Revelation 7.
There's still an echo.
Echo.
I don't hear an echo.
Test 1, 2.
There is a definite echo.
Echo.
Okay, hold on. Hey, okay, hold on just a second. Let me stop sharing my screen. All right, try it now, Ed.
Test 1, 2. Test. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Revelation 17, verse 1. And there came one of 7 angels which had 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So does anybody know what the wine of her fornication might be? Anybody?
It ain't beer, just saying.
More than likely, this is oil. Okay. So he carried me away into the spirit of the wilderness. Where is the wilderness? It's the desert. And I saw a woman sitting upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names, blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness in her fornication. And upon her head was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, Mother of Harlots and Abominations of the Earth. So, do we know of any place today that actually resembles what they did back in Babylon?
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Where do you think it is?
What, the Middle East, the place?
Well, yeah, you're getting there. Okay, let's go a little bit further. Let's get a little bit deeper into it. What were they doing in Babylon? With Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
They were bowing down to Nebuchadnezzar, idolatry. They had the Jews in captivity.
Yeah, they were bowing down. They were bowing down to this 90-foot statue.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, everybody had to gather around.
That's why they threw
the
Daniel
statue.
into the den. Right.
And they threw him into the fiery furnace. They had to gather around this statue and bow down to it when Nebuchadnezzar said, "Everybody do it." Right. So where
Let me say something
else?
real quick, Ed. Let me say something real quick. Look, folks.
Iran.
We got 35 people watching. Make sure you hit share, like, and subscribe.
Hit the bell.
All right. Sorry, Ed. Go ahead.
Okay. Where else do we see this particular kind of thing going on now?
Iran, Iraq.
No,
Where they're bowing down to a. Say that again. Where do we see?
They're bowing down to an image.
We see it in Kaaba, Mecca, sure.
There you go. Bam.
Saudi Arabia.
Right there.
Mecca.
There is your mother of harlots right there.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
your Mystery Babylon, Saudi Arabia, Mecca, right there. There it is.
No. Okay, before you, no. Hold on. Ed, that is pure monotheism.
Okay, so they're bowing down to one image, not three. All right, cool.
I want to address what you just posted.
And 8 stones.
Eric. Let's take a look at what Abbas said. Eric is very clear that fight is only against those who are your open enemy. Well, what does it mean to be an open enemy? Eric has been called an enemy of Islam. I've been called an enemy of Islam.
Hey,
Everybody
Abbas.
on this panel has been called an enemy of Islam. So just speaking out and speaking our mind, that makes us an enemy of Islam. And you can kill us, take our children, so on and so forth.
Muhammad was a pedophile. Am I an enemy now?
Yes, you would be definitely an enemy.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Those who seek peace,
Good.
Peace. How can I have peace with someone who wants to kill me, oppress me, and destroy me and my family? All because I totally, completely disagree with your religion. I mean, that makes no sense. That's not peace. That's oppression. That's basically saying I'm going to keep my mouth shut so I can just kind of live and eke out a baseline existence. Okay, all right. What does it mean to offer friendship? Okay, no. How does this work? This friendship, where you are the second class citizen, where you are on the lowest of low. And is this the same Abbas last Sunday who said we are worse than animals? We are not even human. How can I have a friendship with someone like that who views me as less than an animal, less than human? Okay? Seriously, how can anyone? I mean, seriously, Abbas, would you be my friend if I say you're less than human? You're less than an animal. You're less than.
Didn't we hear this Sunday, Brad? Wasn't this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is this the same Abbas? I don't know. Because all Abbas is the same to me. Okay,
I've got a question, Eric. I've got a question.
Hold on a second, Connie. This is the same Abbas or a different Abbas? Okay.
Well, this is the Abbas that was on our show.
Oh, it's the same one.
3 weeks ago. This isn't Yahya.
This is Yahya. Well, no, we had a Muslim on Yahya. No, he's a pleasant, nice Muslim. But he said under no uncertain terms. I asked him several times. Did I not? I said, so we are less than human. He said, yes, absolutely. You are less than human. I said, are we less than animals? He said, absolutely. You're worse than a pig. How can I have a friendship with that person? I would be insane.
You can't.
I mean, that would be like me, okay, inviting over a cannibal for dinner. Why would I do that? Okay, that makes no sense. I would be stupid if I did that. And that's kind of the point I wanted to make. Anyway, I'm off the mic.
All right, Connie,
the concept of peace.
Yeah. Most likely, Abbas is in the West. My question is his grandparents or his great-grandparents, why did they leave where they were to come to the West for him to be born? And ask them.
He wouldn't make it in a real Muslim country. I can guarantee you that.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't make it.
Okay, let's. Paul sent me several links today, and I don't know if you wanted to talk through these, Paul. Go through Raymond Ibrahim's article on the November tallies of attacks against.
So I have. I'm trying to think of which one I pulled up first there. I pulled up several ones. One of the ones I had to share, which was AntiChristian Violence attacks on churches in Europe at an all-time high. This is written.
Can you share your screen?
On January 22nd of 2020, AntiChristian Violence, and this is something to think about. This was in Christian Post. Attacks on Christians in Europe reached record highs in 2019 as hostility and vandalism against churches. What happened before that? The Hijra into Europe. All right. And then this goes, and I'll tell people, if you want to find out what's happening in Europe and the record of the violence against churches, one of the best places to go is gatestoneinstitute.org. I highly recommend it. There's an awful lot of documentation of the violence against Christian churches there. It's a quote from this article in the Christian Post. Violence against Christian sites is most widespread in France, where churches, schools, cemeteries, and monuments are being vandalized, desecrated, and burned at an average rate of 3 per day. That's churches, again, monuments, and I want you to think about that. I mean, that's
maybe we should start returning the favor. What do you think?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to be like them, but we do need to let people know that what they're doing. In Germany, attacks against Christian churches are occurring in an average rate of 2 per day, and that was again in 2019.
You let these guys see. That's the one thing people don't understand is that if you let these people walk over you, they're going to run over you. Okay, you can't let them do that anymore. Yeah. You can't.
What you're talking about is the real reason behind what happened behind the Crusades.
You got to smash mouth these people because that's all they understand. That's all they understand. And they understand getting their faces pounded. That's what they understand.
That was why they didn't like Trump, because Trump they couldn't understand or predict. And that's what scared them. And that was, again, they had somebody they knew who understood the use of military power, and they knew he would use military power. He wasn't a namby-pamby like George W., who forbid America from looking into Islam as the possible reason.
Oh, yeah. They all definitely, their butt cheeks squinched up really good when Trump got in office. And guess what, guys? He's coming back. He's coming back.
I see. I have another article I have here I think it's by Raymond Ibrahim. Just a second. He's just pulling it up.
Which one?
Crimes in the Name of Religion: The Persecution of Christians, November 2021, by Raymond Ibrahim. And this was published it was just published 2 days ago. So I mean, again, this is in the name of Allah. I'm just going to read a few off of this. The Muslim slaughter of Christians. Uganda. Muslims murdered a Christian leader for refusing to remove his church from a Muslim-majority region. Pastor Stephen Lugwire, 58, was working on his farm with one of his daughters when 3 men dressed in Islamic attire and waving long knives shouted at them. One yelled that Pastor Stephen was a kafir who had harmed the religion of Allah. Another coming closer.
Is it what, Paul? What was he?
A kafir.
A kafir. I thought that was just somebody who covers that. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so he had harmed the religion of Allah. Remember, he's harming Allah. I want you to think about that. It's not just a religion. He's harming Allah. Allah can be harmed. I mean, if you can read that over and over again in the Quran, if you read it. Another coming closer said, "We have told you to remove the church, which is near our mosque, but you have not heeded our message. Today you'll feast the wrath of Allah." According to the daughter, there and then, one of the assailants hit her dad with a big stick on the head, and he fell down. Before fleeing in terror, she saw another of the Muslims slashing her father with a knife. She ran and informed her family, reported it to the police. They found his body thoroughly slashed with deep cuts to the throat and chest. That's just one case in Uganda. I mean, there's another case there where in Uganda where Muslims... Yeah, there's a guy named, let me get his name now.
Is this where they burned his body here?
Yeah, there's a guy named Obo. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's on the screen.
This is just October 19th of 2021. Mustafa Obo's family had beaten him because he had converted to Christianity and returned to the village to visit his sick mother. As Obo had then explained, as I arrived home, my dad and uncles ambushed me, tied me up, and flogged me with several long sticks and said they were going to kill me if I didn't recant my Christian faith. But by grace, as they were sending someone for petrol to burn me up, a Toyota vehicle was approaching the homestead. When they saw the vehicle entering the compound, they took off each in their own direction. 2 weeks later, November 2nd, this year, police recovered the body of Obo, burned beyond recognition. You can go through.
Now look what they did. Now look what they did. It was a trick. They lured him back to the village as a trick so they could trap him and kill him for it. That's why they did it.
Yeah. They're doing this currently in Pakistan. They're sending out invites to come and to preach things and say things, and then they accuse you of blasphemy and they hold you in prison or they kill you. This is happening. It's not imaginary. It's actually highly documented. Burkina Faso, November 1st, Islamic terrorists murdered 10 civilians. Most of the victims, and officials said, were murdered in a cowardly manner. Their throats slit. According to a separate November 5th report, the security situation in northern Burkina Faso drastically deteriorated in recent months. Armed groups are creating a reign of terror, targeting the whole population, demanding taxes, and pillaging and robbing people in many parts of the country. But again, Muhammad was a raider. That's how he made his money, so it's legalized in Sharia. So,
yes.
I mean, that's why you can take hostages and ask for money for them. Again, that's legalized in Sharia because Muhammad was a raider. He did not earn his money honestly. He had to go steal and pillage.
Well, this is why
and that's how we got
Christians in the past tried to when they said you can convert or pay the jizya, they said, okay, well, I'll convert. Well, they had to stop allowing them from converting because they were losing money. So
yes.
Said, wait a second, we can't allow you to convert now.
And that's by the way, for people who are doubting this, it's in the Islamic histories. It says this. Okay, it's in the Islamic histories. That's what I've been reading. I mean, this is you sit there and you read these histories and you sit there like, what? I mean, they're recording it themselves. Remember, the victors of the victory, the people who are the victors get to write the histories. That's what they wrote, not what we wrote. Okay.
I have an article that shows where 670 million have been slaughtered by Islam. Okay, 670 million, right? With references, the whole 9 yards. And the numbers, well, actually, the numbers have increased 730. But
just a second.
Okay.
I have to. Okay.
What are you saying, Paul? Are you supposed to be on mute? Or are you talking to somebody?
I'm trying to mute. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you mute me?
Okay. Let me mute you. I'll mute you.
Yeah,
Do you want? What do you? Are you at that Starbucks again? I was talking to him the other day, and he sounds like he's in a factory building or something. He goes, "Oh, no, I'm in a Starbucks." I'm like, "Dude, you need to get out of the Starbucks," because I couldn't understand what he was saying to me. It was so loud in there. Okay, what is the boss running his mouth about here? Okay, boss. Do you Christians think that every non-Israelite?
Oh, look at Mr. Divert over here.
I don't. Yeah.
Every non-Israelite is a dog. What?
Here's
what you think, boss. That's what you think, boss.
Hold on. Here's what I think. I think every human being is created in the image of God. That's what I think. Every human being has value. Jesus wants to save you, wants to save everybody. The only thing that I don't want to take you through the Roman road here tonight, buddy, but Christians do not look on Muslims like you're claiming. I was told today that I was listening to an audio clip that Connie posted today. And in this audio clip from a certain imam out of Houston, he was saying, him and his chums are saying, oh, that Eric Smith and that Chris Cross, they hate all Muslims. Now, that couldn't be any further from the truth. The reason why I do this show is, number one, is to edify Christians, to show Christians that what is being told to them by these Taoists, like said imam, are nothing but lies and distortions of the gospel message. But the other reason why I do this is to show these Muslims that when you are actually allowed to evaluate what your prophet did, what the Quran has in it, all of the anachronisms, all the Gnostic sources that are in there, all the inaccuracy, all of these things that are in there, that and while doing this, I am called some of the most vile and hateful names that you could possibly imagine, have my employment threatened, forcing me to retire. Guys, You don't understand why we do this. We're not like Muslims. We don't think that you guys are the worst of creatures. We're not told to fight you. We're told and taught to love you. And we're willing to take whatever abuses you want to hurl at us if we can reach you with the gospel of Christ. If it hurts to hear these things that we talk about continuously on this program, the truth will set you free. And when we look at what Muslims are doing across the globe to people who do not believe like they do, this is to alert people saying, look, when somebody comes and tells you that Islam is a religion of peace, we just want to get along, and that may be true for that one particular Muslim. It may be true for an entire community of Muslims, an entire, swath of them. But that's not them following their Quran. That's not them following their hadith. That's not them following the sunnah of their prophet, who had people killed for daring to criticize him, for pointing out that he married that 9-year-old little girl. That's why we do this show. So to say that we hate people, you think that non-Israelite is a dog. I don't think anybody is a dog-like creature or to be categorized as dogs. I think every human being is worth.
And that word just meant that they were not in the covenant of Israel. I mean, because even that Canaanite woman said, "Yes, Lord," but even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the children's table. And what did Christ do? Wow, great is your faith. It will be done according to your desire. And she got her daughter healed because she agreed with Christ and she understood what he was saying. Now, if it was a Muslim before Jesus, he wouldn't have gotten his daughter healed. He would have made it a fight.
You mean a Muslim before that? If Muhammad was before that person's, yeah.
Well, no. Yeah,
No.
If it was a Muslim before Jesus, they would have taken offense, and his Muslim daughter would not have been healed like the Canaanite woman was. See, she understood what he meant and said, "Yay!" But even the crumbs that fall from the children's table, the dogs eat.
Yeah, and what's really crazy. This is exactly what's really crazy. What's really crazy is that Muhammad and Allah both confirmed that very verse.
Oh yes, it confirms the whole Bible. Exactly.
Yes.
It's 241 and then 548 and more.
Yep. But yet, for some reason, the Muslims know better than Allah, and they know better than Muhammad, and they say, no, that can't be true. That can't be true. Well, there it is in your own books, guys. I got so many verses where where it's confirming the Torah and the Gospel, Torah and the Gospel, Torah and the Gospel, Torah and the Gospel. But yet, we got Muslims sitting here telling Allah, oh, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. No, no, there's no way. No way. No way.
And that hadith, Sahih Muslim 2713, wants to claim that Allah revealed the Bible, the Torah and the Gospel, and in parentheses, their own imams, their own Muslim editors put in parentheses Bible.
What's funny, when we're doing the Dissecting the Quran series, we keep hearing about a book being given and handed down, which the translators call the Quran. The funny thing about that is the Quran doesn't even exist when the Quran is being written. So there couldn't have been a book handed down called the Quran. So what book are they talking about? And this is just so deceptive to Muslims. Because you don't actually think about it. What book are they talking about? I mean, so this deception.
Thinking is not allowed in Islam.
Yeah, no critical thinking, no common sense allowed.
No thinking allowed.
Yeah, so that's why we have people like Abbas and Windhill, and if they would just simply ask critical thinking questions, and using common sense. Okay, how do you know what book they're talking about when they say that this book was handed down? Because first of all, if you had a brain, you would say, well, the Quran didn't exist then. So what book are they talking about? Yeah.
Bring us the manuscripts, guys. Bring us the manuscripts that outdate the Bible, and we'll talk. You can't do it. Our manuscripts rival your book like no other book ever has. We have 25,000 manuscripts that outdate your book by centuries. You have nothing. Nothing.
All right, let's go ahead and steer this discussion back on topic. This is one thing that I noticed that these guys like to do.
Oh, definitely.
Is divert, especially when you start pointing out the evil that's perpetuated in the name of the Quran, in the name of what Muhammad did, and it's typical. And for actually, we did a show like this about a year and a half ago, and we were told it was Islamophobic to talk about these things.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, did you know that, since all this manuscript evidence has been going back and forth between Al-Fadi and Jay, I've sat down and actually talked with both of them. And guess what, Muslims? You do not have one complete manuscript before the 1917 version of the Quran. You don't have one. Not one complete manuscript before then. Not one.
What do you mean? Oh.
Do you mean 1924?
Yes, 1924. Yes, you don't have one complete manuscript before 1924. Not one. Not one.
If you want to get back on persecution of Christians, let's talk about what happened in the United Kingdom on October 15th. Ali Harbi, a 25-year-old
Is this from that article? Is that from that article that you sent me?
Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Let me. Okay.
This is
from
the
Persecution
of Christians October. Is the headline for the Christians enjoy no rights in this country? The persecution of Christians by Raymond Ibrahim. Gatestone.
All right, I got it. Look at that. Huh? Am I getting better at this or what?
So.
Okay.
You read this. This is that's if you. I'm not looking right now, but October 15th, Ali Harbi, a 25-year-old Muslim man of Somali descent, lunged and repeatedly stabbed British Member of Parliament Sir David Amis with a knife. Amis, 69, died soon after. The murder took place inside Belfair's Methodist Church in Essex, where Amis had gone to meet with his constituents. Although initial reports indicated that the motive was unclear, police later declared it a terrorist incident with a potential link to Islam. I mean, they say Islamist, but it's Islam. Extreme. It's not extremism. It's standard Islam. It is worth noting that when it comes to severely persecuting and slaughtering Christians, Somalia is the world's third worst ranked nation after Afghanistan and North Korea. You just go down a little bit, you have Uganda again. 2 Muslim men murdered Pastor Barnabas Musana for his role in bringing Muslims to Christ. Discussing what happened, Pastor Simon Okada of the same church, Life of God Ministry, said that in February 2020, the Muslims got irritated and furious when he said that Jesus is the Son of God and hence is more than Prophet Muhammad. They shouted at him, and church members whisked him away before they could mount an attack. Since then, he started receiving threatening messages. They should leave the area. I mean, at that point, he stopped evangelizing, debating, and spent his time training other evangelists. They, in turn, went over 15 Muslims within 6 months. So they got angry, and
they got butt hurt.
Yeah. So, this is the stuff. I think that's why I say go to Gatestone Institute, people. It's
somebody post that link in the chat. If you can, Gatestone Institute.
Yeah, I did. I did already. It's there.
Okay, good.
Twice.
Good.
Hey, Eric, guys,
yes,
I would like to address something that Abbas said. I put it in the private chat. If you could post that in the public, well, he actually posted. It says, Eric Smith, I as a Muslim can be friends with those non-Muslims who do not hate me. Do you see that in the YouTube chat?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's a lie.
What do you want to do?
Deception.
He's not. He's an apostate now.
Because the Muslims who take us as their friends declare themselves as one of
us. Abbas, you're an apostate now, bro. You're an apostate, bro. Abbas, you're an apostate. You're an apostate. They're gonna come after you, bro.
Here, I'll post it. I'll read.
No, I posted it in the chat. It's there now.
Okay. I don't see it.
There. Well, I'm sorry.
Can you show it on screen now since you posted it?
That's what I'm wondering.
But we can all read it.
No, I can't. I don't know how to show that on the screen.
Oh, no, dude, what you been doing? What you been doing?
No, he says right. He says right here. Eric post from this boss. Eric Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what the boss says. Eric, I as a Muslim can befriend those non-Muslim who do not hate me for my religion.
It's a law.
Well, put that aside for a second. And those that do not hate me for my Lord, tell me, okay, how can I be your friend, dude?
No, boss is an apostate now.
No. We're less than
think about this. Wait, think about this.
Let Red finish. Let Red finish.
Think about this. How can I be your friend, dude? When you honestly think that I am less than a human being, that not only am I less than a human being, but I am less than the worst animal. I'm less than a pig. I'm less than a cockroach. How can I be your friend? How can I be your friend when you honestly believe that you can honestly, well, okay, let's just say in time of war, okay, which is anything, which is a drop of a hat, but in time of war or in time of strife, okay, can take my wife and immediately take me prisoner and put me in chains and be a slave and take my wife as your sex slave. How can I be your friend?
Try and take my wife. Please try and take my wife.
Please let me continue. Okay? How can I be your friend, Abbas? How can any of us be your friend? Okay? When your religion specifically teaches these things, specifically teaches, okay, that not only less than humans, not only we're less than animals, but we can be enslaved. Our marriages are immediately divorced if we are captured and enslaved. You can take our wives, our daughters, okay, our nieces, and so forth for your own personal sexual amusement. And that's from Allah. How can I be your friend, dude? That is like me. That is like you asking me to be friend with a cannibal and invite him over for dinner. No, I don't think so.
Right.
Or a headhunter, or a headhunter to be my next door neighbor. I'm like, yeah, okay, dude, with the bone in the nose, okay, and the shrunken skulls on his belt. Yeah, I'm just gonna, accept you. No, dude.
The full story here is he's citing Surah 6, 8, and 9. Surah 60, verse 8 and 9 have been abrogated by Surah 9, 5. And we know that because of the verses on abrogation. They tell us when Allah changes his mind, whatever was said last is what's what. All right. So apparently he doesn't know the Quran well enough to discuss this, which is sad. I mean, I wish he would.
He knows it. He knows it. Don't be fooled by this guy.
No. I'm saying either he doesn't know the Quran.
They're lying. They know.
A lot of Muslims don't.
No, he knows it. He knows he's a liar.
He does know it. He's practicing deceit. Now that's a different story.
That's exactly what he does.
But guys, let's say none of that is true. How can we still be friends with this dude? Okay, if he believes all of these things in Islam,
there's the link if he wants to come.
We cannot be your friend, dude. If we were your friend, we would be stupid. And it's not about hating you for your religion. No, it's hating you for your religion wants to do to us. And I wouldn't even say hate. I would say, you know what?
Your religion says we can't trust you. Your religion says we cannot trust you, and we're not going to ever.
Seriously.
Okay, Abbas, I posted. Okay, guys, hold up. Okay, Abbas, I posted the link to the show. But what I'm afraid of is that we're not going to have enough time to have any type of sensible discussion.
He wants to come on?
Well, what I would like to do is I would like to have him on and have a reasonable discussion. If you want to talk about this, and I want to do that, but I want to give it time, a reasonable amount of time in order to do it. I don't want to just sit here and say, have everybody shout at each other for 10 minutes and then I got to leave.
He'll come and lie.
Yeah, as long
as you want lies, bring lies on.
As long as he's living by the Quran,
he's going to lie.
This is okay, guys. This is why we need to have discussions with this. I would like to hear what his answer, source verses he's going to cite in order to say that yes, he can befriend Christians, and I know what we're.
They can befriend us because we're not wanting to kill them. Of course, they can befriend us.
Okay, I know what we are going to say. Okay, so let's do it next time then. All right, inshallah, Allah, yeah. Okay, so all right, we'll email Abbas. Email me. You still have my email me, or you still have my email? I went in. I looked for your email. I tried to find. I couldn't find it. While we were sitting there having this discussion.
Yeah. Abbas, you're an apostate, buddy. You're an apostate, buddy.
All right, Paul. What else do you got, my brother? Do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
See, go back there just a second.
I got about 15 minutes left.
Screen. All right. Okay. One of the things I have another article here. It's from the New York Times, and I want to point this one out. This is from August 9th. New York Times: suspect in fire at French cathedral is arrested in killing a priest. I'll put the link in the private chat for you, because I don't think I sent this one to you, Eric. Let me just get there. So this article is: there was a fire. A guy who was a volunteer in a church set fire to a church, and they're calling him. They've given him a Christian name. I personally believe that's part of deception on the part of people, but because it doesn't follow suit. Everything in this story does not follow suit, and I've read this story. It's a Rwandan asylum seeker. He volunteers at the church and he sets fire to it. Okay. They say, well, he has mental illness. Well, who do they normally say has mental illness in Europe when they arrest them?
Well, people who set fire to churches, of course.
Yeah.
And shout Allah Akbar.
Yeah,
exactly.
So they claim he has mental illness. The catch is they're giving his name as they're trying to give him a Christian name. They give him a name of Emmanuel.
John White.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Emmanuel! Wow.
Yeah.
God with us is burning our churches.
Yeah, it doesn't follow suit. So I have some real serious difficulties. After you follow this story, I mean, everything about him tells you he is Muslim. And again, he's 40 years old. They're calling him Emmanuel Abbasienga, who's asylum for applicants.
Abbas.
Yeah. Abaya Senga, whose application for asylum had been rejected, who had been facing deportation from France. So they don't tell you why he's rejected. And that's the other thing. He's been rejected because he's been connected most likely to terrorism. All right. But and he was facing deportation. Why? Because he probably had several crimes in France. Immediately fueled criticism. Okay, so this guy, after burning the church and being set free, what's he do? He kills a priest. All right.
So I'm just trying to figure out where it's okay to burn churches. I mean, whoever said that was okay?
Oh, could that be this guy named Allah, who was in the person of Muhammad?
Yeah. Where did that come from?
It's been going on since the 7th century. And if you look, we have 2 new dudes. I don't know if they are dudes that have come to the channel this evening. Nick, Sam, welcome, sir. How are you?
Hello. I just unmuted myself so you won't hear my breath. I know Ed Van Halen and Radical Moderate. I've chatted with them at Paltalk about 4 years ago. I really am glad to see them.
Have they changed at all for the better? I mean,
what do you mean?
Well, I mean, if you look at Radical Moderate today, I mean, was he a hot mess back then too?
No, dude, I've never changed, dude.
I don't think so. I still can hear him like the same thing as he was doing earlier. I'm just so happy to listen to that. They would remember me like Christ is salvation if they.
Oh yeah, how you doing, man?
I remember the voice, dude. I remember the voice, but I didn't know the name. But yeah, okay, I remember you. All right.
Yeah, I was. I've done some things like I now have my own shop. I have my family, a daughter of 2. I'm blessed by God after I accepted Christ. I mean, it's a blessing, guys. It's a real blessing.
That's just wonderful to hear.
Are you an ex-Muslim, Nick?
Oh no, I was an ex-Orthodox Christian.
Okay.
And
you
not
came back to the Lord.
Anymore. No, I would. You see, I said back then that actually a Muslim made me a Christian because he was bringing those verses from Bible, and I was telling him all the time, just read more, or like they say, read the context. Yeah. How comes and they don't read the context when it's about the Bible, and when it's about the Quran, they always make they make this excuse all the time. Oh, there's a context. There's a context. Come on, man. There's a context in the Bible, and you know what? It's even beautiful in the Bible than the Quran, because in the Quran you need the Hadith to explain to you the verse that you have just read.
And you also need the scholars of tafsir to explain the hadith or to tell you which
exactly.
You need man. Allah needs man.
But only those scholars that we agree with, and we only accept those hadiths that we agree with or support my presupposition. It's like, dude,
and even if we agree with them, we will throw them under the bus if we don't like them, you know. That's how it goes with Islam, man. That's how it goes. So what to say? That's how
you don't want them causing that corruption in the land, of course, obviously. Okay, well, thank you for coming to the show. We really appreciate that. This comment warrior, he's in backstage, but it says your devices are not connected. So if you want to come on the platform, we got about 7 minutes left.
Well, hey, what's his show? He said he had his own show on 10.
Oh yeah, sorry, Nick. Do you have a YouTube channel that you want us to post, people to go out there and find, or?
Oh, he left.
Yeah. Oh no, I messed it. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Do you have like a YouTube channel you want to?
No. I don't have any YouTube channel. I listen to Christian Prince most of the time, or David Wood, or the other guy, Islam Critique. He's much more.
Oh yeah, Colin.
Got a lot of class.
Oh yeah, I love Colin. I mean, that guy is. The guy has such a killer sense of humor. I mean,
he does.
Ask Truth Apologetics. Ask Truth Apologetics. I'm gonna plug him. He did a video the other day where I can't even remember. It was like an advertisement to become a Muslim. Go to his channel when we're done here.
Oh yeah, I watched it.
and watch it. You will be rolling on the floor. And the reason why is because so many of the things that he's, if they weren't true, it wouldn't be. If you're just sitting there mocking something just to mock it, but the way that he was putting this thing together, go there and what is this? Go there and watch that video because it is funny. And he's not mean about it, but it it is funny. Okay, who's this guy? Aga Ali. Can you explain the friendly?
Eric, before I forget, I want to say thank you to Yaya because he finally made me able to explain to people who have been listening, who have just been on the edge. I was able to share that video from last week, and I have people saying, "My God, they really don't think of us as humans. How can they?"
Yeah, and I want to say thank you. That was one of the gems. That was one of the gems that came out of Sunday's show. And Connie actually brought that up today. She said, I see your reasoning of bringing these guys on your show now is to, there's George, is to, let them talk. And I think a lot of times when these guys talk, these are the things, you actually get to understand what their true beliefs are. You have people that come, I get it. You got people that come in here and do nothing but, dawah and just, rhetoric. But when you start pushing them and forcing them into their Quran and acknowledging 98:6, what does that mean? Because I kept bringing it up. And he admitted it. He says, yeah, that's what we think of you. We think of you less than old Wilbur back here. And that's kind of astonishing as an admission, because for years we've been taught, oh no, we're taught to love all mankind. No, you're not. So sometimes they let that burqa down or the veil down, and this
they
comes
say
out.
The truth. Yeah, they expose Islam.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to go over a few things real quickly here. So Eric told me to put together a whole thing of Christian persecution by Muslims. Notice the time here. So it says like 8 a.m. This is all today. Okay, this is coming from Jihad Watch. And Eric won't let me talk about the Muslim accused of raping a chicken, although I did want to talk about that.
No, come on. Now I have to do evolution after that. I don't want to do it. I don't have time. I got to get to a meeting.
Dude. So Pakistan, in Pakistan, Christian already serving life sentence for alleged blasphemies, given a death sentence. Okay, Kenya, Muslim storm shop where Christians are meeting for prayer, murder them, and then torch the church. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Nigeria, Muslims murder Christian after New Year's prayer meeting. Say it's the first attack. Muslim storm predominantly Christian community, burn churches, houses, and cars. That's in Nigeria. In Turkey, Muslim scroll Allah is one. Okay, that's super easy, no big deal. Okay, man converts to Christianity, Muslim meet in mosque, then break up his home, and then break into his home, and I think probably murders it. That's in Uganda. Muslim woman converts to Christianity. Her husband beats her with a stick. Oh, but only lightly, right? You know, not like he punched her in the forehead. I'm just saying. Nigeria Muslim Congress says adherence to Quran will restore national law. Okay, so, okay. Oh, here, Liverpool bomber lied about converting to Christianity, was practicing Muslim with Quran. An ancient, hold on. Nigeria, Christian orphans abducted, abused, and forcibly converted to Islam. India, Muslim migrants violently attack Christian migrants for singing Christmas carols. Okay? Again, I mean, seriously, this is all like in the last 2 weeks, dude. Okay? All right? Going back, look at all this. France, teacher accuses Islamophobia is fired. Well, okay. Oh, I didn't bring up that link where the teacher was beheaded. The teacher in France last year in October was beheaded, okay, over a lie that he was showing pictures of Muhammad to his students. But even if it wasn't a lie, so what? He should not have been beheaded, okay? You know what I mean? Okay? Yeah, simply amazing. But no, see this over and over and over again, okay? Muslim in France, Muslims attack Catholic procession. This is the land of Allah. This is in 1211. Okay, anti-Palestinian authority, Intifada in Bethlehem threatens Christian celebrations. Okay, again, it just goes on and on and on. Look, 1 of 50 of many. Okay, I'm on the next page, dude. Boom. Okay, again, my thing is just searching for don't reply WordPress. That's what Jihad Watch comes in Christians. Okay? This is in 12:20 or 11:20:21. Okay, historic nominating Christian being built. Okay, hold on. But anyway, no, the point being is this goes on and on and on for years. In pretty much every part of the world, Christians are constantly being attacked by Muslims over and over and over again. Okay? And this is what is happening. Okay? You know what I mean? And even if you say, yeah, well, I'm sure there's exaggeration. There may be propaganda, but you can't dismiss all of it, dude. You know what I mean? You just cannot. But
40,742 attacks since 9/11.
Right.
40,000.
So let's say 50% of that is all fake, right? Because fake Muslim attacks, right? I know, but let's just say for devil's advocate, 50% of that still means 20,000. Okay.
Okay. I got to run, guys, and I'm really sorry about this. I will not have to run next Tuesday. I promise you. I will not have to run on Sunday. Okay, this Saturday.
Hi, everybody. And all that stuff.
Okay, listen. This Saturday. Be on the lookout, Bolo. Be on the lookout for maybe a live stream to critique.
No, we're gonna be in person, dude. I'm still counting on you, dude. Danny Davis, dude, what are you doing, dude?
I know, David. Okay, guys. Okay,
Danny, talk to me. I'm flying to
Texas. Hey, what's happening, guys?
Hey.
Dude, I'm gonna be at the debate. You want to go? Seriously, dude, because I need someone.
If nothing else, roll Tide.
All right.
Oh, come on, give me a break.
Just wanted to hop in and say hello. God bless everybody.
All right.
Windbag in Aga or
I'll message you on Facebook, dude.
All right,
yeah,
guys. Take care of your business.
Right. Take care. God
bless you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And we'll
God
see you
bless
next time
everybody.
on the Crossing the Crescent.
God bless you.
Think about it,
All right.
dude. Think about it Saturday.
Think about it.
Seriously. Think about it.
All right. We'll think about it. Adios, muchachos.